Hello and welcome to this tutorial. Here we are going to explain the simple usage of this project because it's really simple and very easy to use. So here on the left side you get these uh, folders with certain names, and each name describes what is in each folder. So the first one is simple, the import folder, where you import your footages for better organization. The second one, on the number one, is the logo scene. Actually, it's pretty much very short. So in this folder you get the source folder where you import your actual logo. In the second folder is the logo composition, where you place your logo, and when placing logo, make sure that it's inside this bracket and not to overlap. And you have the logo scene, where you have the color controls for the brushes and for the logo itself, and for the title, which you type here on the timeline. As you can see, you have the note type optional text. Now another thing is that we have placeholders where you place your footages, and you have the scenes. Now you have 15 scenes, and you can when the way you adjust the first scene, that's how you're going to adjust the rest of them. So when you open up the scene, you get the folder with the titles, and you open that folder, and you have your title and subtitle composition, and as a title final. Now when you go into making this when you open the title composition, make sure to turn on the title action safe area, and you have these two rulers here. So when typing your text, make sure that text is inside this title action safe area, and later on you can play around with the character options the way use your at the end, the way you're satisfied. So if you need I don't know, to extend the width of the text, it's up to you. So and you go in a title final here as just for the preview. There's no need to open this and do anything in the title final, but in the scene, when you open up the scene, you have options to, if you are not satisfied with the position of the title, you can click on the title and place it somewhere where it fits to your needs. If you want to scale it or increase and decrease the size, you don't do here, you do it on the null object, because it has been parented to the null. So make sure to scale it here, or you can even scale it and hit Shift P on the keyboard. You have the position, the scale, and you do both of these here in this composition. Now that will be it about this project, because as you can see, it's really easy to use, and quite not difficult. So, and we're gonna go back here on the master composition scene, where you have the color controls for entire scene. As you can see here, if you press here, and just you can change the colors of the strokes and the footage overlays. As you can see here, we have that some kind of color correction, sorry, the color intensity of how much you want to place it on the footage, and also the background, which is, as you can see, adjustable. Now also things for the titles with the brush, title and subtitle, and for the transitions, because we have two types of transitions here that have been created, but I'm going to tell you that later on you can do a lot of transitions and just let's finish with this one. So last words, which are at the end here, you can select the colors and change the colors. As you can see, the color for the title for the brush, and when you want to change something, so here type in here your desired text. Now about the most of this project, when you go into transitions, you have two transitions, but you can create a lot of transitions. The way you can do that is that you have been provided with this project with the brush stroke animations in two categories, which are animation brush, and these are the brushes that you can see here in the background, and the title brush, that is brush where logically is the title. Now I'm going to create now the new composition for the demonstration, and in this composition, no specific resolution here, this is just for the explanation of the animation brushes. So if you, for instance, want to use the brush like in this project, so just drop it on the timeline and you can see it, the length is 1 second. Obviously you will probably need more, so if you want to extend, select the layer, right click, go to time, enable time remapping, scale the on the timeline here, and you will have your extended animation. Also you can, as you can see, you have the animation where you can play around. Also you can play around with the graph editor, make animation even smoother, so you can play around with that. And about the transitions that I was talking about, so we are going to explain it now, how we're going to do that. So logically here we have the animation in, but we need out, so duplicate this simple one layer that you have chosen, press U on a keyboard and place something like the keyframes here, so we have another animation. But in that point we select the lower layer and set the alpha matte to be inverted. Now in this case we have the animation in and we have the animation out. Now after that we can obviously see that we have some things that we need to fix. You can do that in two ways. You can do it like, scaling this one up like that, or the best solution is to type in the effects, the simple choker, place it on the layer above and decrease the choke matte. Now you have that animation and your perfect transition set up very nicely. Also you have some smaller here defects, but they can be easily done with the simple, if you, for instance, like transition is probably something around 1 second, so if we select and bring back on the 1 second, so we will probably go into last, let's say the last frame, select the lower layer on the opacity to 0, go back into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We will see now the end. sorry, it's not good. So now we have some kind of animation here. Okay, maybe it's a problem in the length, so I will set 2 seconds, and we need to, and something like that would be, then you select the opacity, going to say 10 frames, hit 0, and they will disappear. So if you go into animations now, as you can see, we have our transition well done. So, and that's the way how you're going to create transition. Or if you just want to use the brushes now, simply, you know, drop it on the timeline. We have 15 types of brushes. Right click, go into time, enable time remapping, and you know, scale this one up, choose some kind of fill, drop it on the timeline, and play around with the colors, you know, and you have your stroke. The same thing goes here. If we close this one, go to the titles, we can replace it with the title animation, which is obviously smaller here, and but you can also, like I said, play around with these things and use them for your purpose. So thanks for watching this, and hope you have fun with it. And if you have any questions, contact me through the website where you bought this template. So enjoy and good luck.